Africa podcast.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm good. It's a lovely morning here in Los Angeles, California. Where are you?
Yes. I'm in Uganda.
Uganda.
Kampala.
What time is it
Yeah.
there?
It's approaching 9 p.m.
Wow. Well,
Late evening. People are going back home after work, prepare your supper, and then rest. Prepare for tomorrow.
great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time so late in the day.
Of course, I had it too because it was an heavenly sent chance for your communication to me and appreciation of what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
I also got excited. Going through your profile, everything is great, is inspiring. That resilience, the positive energy, the challenges you went through to transform through Museflow, the traditional music that has been there. So you must have endured so much up to this day when the world is testifying, is enjoying, learning, listening, appreciating, and giving light to the world that this is another gold mine for people to live and make this world a better place. So I'm so delighted for all that you've done so far.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. We are trying to democratize music education and make it more accessible for people and more fun. That's the problem, is that music education isn't necessarily fun. And so that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully make the world a better place because of it.
And I always ask myself why wherever music is played, the world, it goes crazy. It unites people of all ages. You know, people dance, it reduces that stress. It pays. People have got money, and the people are living a good life. People are able to support their families, their communities because of music. And I wonder, if at all there wasn't music, how would the media be entertaining the world?
Yeah.
How could it be? How could churches be where pianos are being played? Should we just walk in there? Yeah. You
What
are in a
would life
taxi
be?
traveling. Hey, how could things be?
It would be
Go on a
very,
wedding.
very boring, let me tell you.
Yes, very boring. And in Africa, especially in Uganda, during those ancient days, parents couldn't allow children to go for music lessons even at universities because they took that program as a journey to hell, to spoil the child. You go, you acquire diseases, you become immoral, indisciplined, possibly you die. But time came when people are watching, are seeing people who are excelling in this art, doing exactly what they would wish to see from lawyers, and musicians are doing it even better. They unite, they educate, they coach, they mentor. Their testimonies inspire. In times of war, we have got musicians, we have got artists who have joined leadership positions. They are serving better, and they easily mobilize and listen from the community, the societal ills, and are able to respond to their calls positively. So it is something that the world should look at. For example, here in Uganda, the curriculum is being transformed and into vocational skills. They want children, students or learners to take charge of themselves, to enter into themselves and become theories, to discover their inner potentials. And still, what could they do? Because this world of reading and then you get marks, which marks you cannot even translate, is no longer required in this industrial world.
Yes, agreed.
So I even wanted to ask you why music is every aspect of life today. What is that uniqueness in this music? What is that secret behind there that transpired you and many generations? Music lives, one dies at 20 years, music lives billion years. It stays, it continues, it doesn't die. What is that uniqueness, Boylan?
Music gets to the heart of everything faster and more effectively. Music is the language of emotion. And that's it. It tells a story and it gets to the heart of the problem. Whatever you're trying to tell, that's the emotion of it. And so I think there's something to the ability of music to tap into the soul of the listener so much more effectively than almost anything out there that makes it very, very important and effective at communicating an idea.
This is something that is fascinating. Like us in developing nations, you see younger children trying to bring out that talent. But again, the equipment to use to bring out this product for consumers becomes a challenge. How did you overcome such?
Well, there's a lot of challenges that happen when you're trying to build something like this, like what we're trying to build here, right, in Museflow. Number one, we're working with so many different types of people. I'm a pianist. I play piano for a living, and I'm a first-time founder of a company. And I need to work with somebody who is so technically proficient at building technology. How does an artist and somebody who is very technical, how do they communicate back and forth? Well, it's through understanding. It's through a shared vision of the product. We had to realize that throughout the journey of making this, that there were many, many bumps along the way of issues of how we're miscommunicating here. We're talking over each other. We're not talking with each other. There have been a lot of those issues, but we're overcoming that through connection and remembering we're friends. At the end of the day, we both respect each other and we want to work together. That's one key, and a shared vision for what we want to build. We think what we're building is very important. And so we all are coming together around that shared vision and talking in a very emotionally real place, taking our egos out of it so that we can talk about what's best for the product. Communication has been a big thing. Number two, when it comes to making a minimum viable product and putting that out into the world, and then realizing that your minimum viable product is not universally accessible by everybody, that's a challenge that we're dealing with right now. Our current minimum viable product is bound by the computer and what is called a MIDI compatible keyboard, which is just a keyboard that can jack into your computer. You can plug it in.
Yeah.
That's how we built our minimum viable product. And we're realizing with hundreds of people signing up for our free trial and only 2 or 3 people signing up every month, that the conversion of signups and paid users is way too big. And we're realizing from contacting those people and emailing them and asking, why are you not signing up for the free? Why are you not signing up for the app? They say, oh, you don't have a downloadable mobile app. We need that. And then they're also saying, you have a MIDI, you need a MIDI keyboard. You know, what we want to be able to do is put our phones or our tablets on our pianos and have it listen to us. So that's the problem. So we're building out the app so you can download it, and we're building out an audio recognition algorithm so that the device will be able to listen to your keyboard instead of you having to jack it into your device. So, you know, that universal compatibility is also one of the biggest issues. And, you know, we're in the midst of building that, and our app should be out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And the audio recognition is very soon after that. We've built a really great algorithm, and it's soon to be put inside the app. We're very excited about it. And so those kind of things, you know, you build the product and realize people can't use it because they need technology, a computer and a MIDI keyboard to be able to use it. You got to open up the doors a little bit more. And so that's where we're at right now.
That is great. And you must really have thought deeply to be where you are. And the patience really pays. So many people fail because they don't want to go through the hard pains. Because I see it is a hard skill where you are coming from. You see all the challenges, and then you say, no, I still have to strongly stand. You talked of reading, that music is also a tool for promoting the reading culture, which is still a greater challenge in our developing countries like Uganda. Reading is hard. So how can music buttress this rate? How can it buttress this rate? Because every time is that calm, they show that in Africa the reading culture is still low. Is still low. But when a song is played a hit internationally within a minute, it is there. How could we put more emphasis and then use this music to buttress the culture of reading?
I wish that I had an answer for you. I think that it's so multifaceted. Unfortunately, that literacy is low, and music does teach you how to read, but it teaches you how to read music. Music is a language. Music has grammar. Music has punctuation and vocabulary, but it's not English or what other languages, you know. It can communicate an idea. Yes, music can communicate an idea, but it's not in the word. It's not in words. It's through notes on a page. So literacy when it comes to music and literacy when it comes to a written spoken language, they're going to be able to influence each other in terms of maybe your ability to comprehend languages. If you learn music, then you might be more easily able to understand the grammar and vocabulary of other languages. Sure. But it's not going to directly teach you how to read and write another language. It's just going to teach you how to read and write music. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I just want to add on that I think it does. It depends. It does. Because if you can read music, definitely you can read other materials. I believe in that. Someday I taught someone how to develop vocabulary. At the end of it, somebody sang a song out of what we wrote. I said, oh, I can even teach someone to write music. I never knew that. This vocabulary, vocabulary is universal. And the grammar, all that, the concentration, the creativeness it brings of the mind, the meditation, as almost similar to the reading we want on the other side. So if somebody can read music, which is in punctuations, which is in its, the vocabulary, the writing, which is a challenge, or somebody who has never read music cannot read. Somebody can read that. I think it becomes easier to approach other reading materials interestingly. The sky is the limit. Can I have can you sample me? Can you sample me, because you are a pianist? Someone on BP's Africa podcast would like to hear you sampling this nation about what you are talking about, because it is a never-lessened chance to have you on this podcast. A sample to hear from the horse's mouth.
What do you mean sample? What do you mean by that?
Any song, just in 2 minutes, you can.
You want me to
sing?
You want me to sing?
And yes, you to sing.
Oh.
Someone on BP's Africa podcast to hear from you, the horse's mouth, the brain behind the flow.
What song do you want me to sing? I'm happy to sing a song. How about Imagine by John Lennon? How's that? Do you know that song?
Great. Any of your choice.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries.
Great.
It isn't hard to do.
That is great. Yes. That one is great.
I do love that
great
song.
So, yes. So, you have how many songs have you made so far in life?
I don't write music. I read and play other people's music. I am a translator of the written music into an auditory experience for other people. So my skill set when it comes to music is not writing music. No, it's playing music. It's a totally different skill set, which is very interesting. If you think about writing a book or reading a book, those are two very different skill sets, right? And so I'm not what they call a composer of music. I am a performer of music. And so when it comes to how many songs do I know about 1,500 songs. That's how many songs I can play and sing. I know about maybe 700 songs that I can play and sing together at the same time. I know about 1,500 songs that I can simply just play.
Oh, so that is good. So I used to write and recite poems, and so I think I consider myself to be a poet. But I wanted to have at least a producer one day, one time, add the music ingredient of the poetry, but I never got anyone. Wherever I tried, I couldn't find somebody who can really add something to make my poems rhyme and sound like music. I think you are an expert since you are a performer. If I say and try a short poem, let me see how I can try English. King in prison, once a powerful king, in a powerful kingdom, loved by his people, so easily accessible. Our dreams today, so sad for the Lord, for the kingdom nowhere, reduced to a mere village with no geographical boundaries. Scavengers is scavenging. You are bad people who prison the king.
Yes. What a performance.
Yes, something of that. How can I better that? Can I someday see myself?
I would suggest, it sounds so epic. I would suggest putting in some sort of song or underscoring. You don't need somebody to write this. You can find this online. Whatever, you can find public domain songs that you can use as underscoring for your poetry. So you record that on a track inside of your music editor. It's called a digital audio workspace, a DAW. And now there's Mac versions of this. You've got GarageBand, you've got Logic, you've got Ableton Live, you've got iMovie, you've got a bunch of different versions that you can use, right? Find a DAW that works for you, a digital audio workspace, record that track, put it into the DAW, and then find an underscore, find something that works. All you need to Google is epic soundtrack song public domain, and you will find a bunch of different songs that you could use for free as underscoring. You listen to them, you find one that works for you, you take that off of YouTube, you use a converter called YouTube to MP3, you use that online. There's so many free tools online. And you can use that tool to convert the YouTube video into a downloadable MP3. You download that onto your computer or laptop, and you put that into your DAW as underscoring, and there you go. You've got both tracks. You've got your poem, your epic poem, and then your epic underscoring underneath. Boom. Smash hit right there.
I'll try that. I'll try, really. No, so now, you, as a founder, where do you see music heading in the next 20 years?
I wonder if we'll get back to the basics. I doubt it, but we may. Simply a guitar, drums, bass, vocals, or piano, drums, bass, vocals. I don't think we'll get back to basics. I think it's going to be a mixture of real instruments and electronic instruments. It already is right now a mixture of both. I think we're going to maybe refine that. But honestly, this is the beauty of art. I don't think we can predict where it's going to go. It's going to be an organic evolution that is going to influence the trajectory of what music becomes. I have no clue what music is going to sound like in 20 years. Couldn't even fathom it. I think that's a beautiful thing. The unknown is a wonderful thing.
So thank you so much. Once again, you are on Peace Africa podcast, a medium for peace building and golden rule instruction. Music is a tool for peace building. Everyone knows that, and there is no doubt about that. Today, especially in our developing countries, we have few music composers. What advice would you have to this coming generation? Because we would like to see many composers of this music, but unlikely we have a few.
My advice to the future generations of music composers would be, tell the stories that matter to you. Write music that makes you cry. Write music that makes you smile. Don't do it for other people. Do it for you. And the more personal you can get, the more universal it will become. It's a wild thing that happens, but the more specific and personal your story can be, and you put that out into the world and you tell it, the more universal people are going to identify with that. It's a wonderful thing. Tell the stories that matter to you.
Okay, now, have you ever journeyed to Africa?
I have not. No.
Oh, what are you waiting for? We'd like to see you.
I would love to. I really would. Yeah, it's to come. It's soon. I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, I would love to journey to Africa. I would.
Yeah, we would like to see you on the African soil.
Thank you.
To mobilize our slaves, and you showcase to the nation, to the younger generation, what they have been missing. We need somebody to kick our people to wake up, to see the world, because the world needs practical people and brains, genies like you. This is the time to these nations. So can we develop like a curriculum of this Museflow you have that we can share with the younger generation, that we interact with your guidance? Is there a curriculum so far for beginners you have?
Yes. Inside the app, we've got levels 0, which teaches you the basics. This is a piano. Here's your first note that you're going to learn. Play that. Great job. Oh, and then we move on from there. We teach you new rhythms, new notes. We change the time signature. Instead of 4 beats per measure, instead of grouping things by 4, we group things by 3. Instead of grouping things by 3, we group them by 2. And we move on from there. We add in monophonic, single notes. Mono as in one, phonic as in sound. We move from one note at a time to polyphonic, which is multiple notes at one time. So we play multiple notes at one time. Slowly but surely, we build you up. Inside the app, there is a full curriculum for beginners, intermediate, and advanced students that you can try out for yourself if you have a MIDI compatible keyboard and a laptop. The app is coming out in 2 to 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that. You'll be able to download that to your tablet. You'll be able to download that to your phone. Right now, you have to use a browser to use Museflow. You have to use the 2 browsers that work are Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Those are the 2 that are the most compatible for Museflow. You go to our website, you start your free trial from there. It's all through the browser right now. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you think. That is the curriculum that we've got right now. And so if you're interested in trying it out, please let me know what you think.
That is very, very great. We are on BP's Africa podcast. We have just like 2 minutes to end our conversation. What would you have to say to parents? Because I see music as a tool for moral uprightness and for mental breakups, to bridge that gap that is really existing.
What would I say to parents?
What message do you have to parents in regard to the music? Because like in Africa, parents fear that when a child goes for art, he may be a spoiled person. So what message do you have?
I would say artists make the best employees. Artists are the ones that are the most adaptable, are the most creative in terms of their solutions. They can they can think outside the box, and they can say, oh, all these solutions that we've tried haven't worked so far. Okay, let's try this. People that have been taught the traditional ways, like to be an engineer, to be a mathematician, they're great for very specific things. They're very great for specific skill sets. Musicians and artists, actors, all the arts, all those people are great for jobs that need people that can adapt quickly. Artists can adapt quickly. and adjust and be dynamic within a workspace. There are so many more jobs out there that need people like that than jobs out there that need people that are very specifically good at one specific thing. We need more generalists in this world, and artists are the ones that are going to be that.
So thank you so much, Patrick. It's been a blessing to have you on BP's Africa podcast. Looking forward to scheduling soon for another meeting with you, because this has just been a start, an orientation. We pray that soon you are going to connect and you speak to the world. May God's mercy, peace and love be multiplied to you.
Peace and love right back to you.
I'm Ronald Kiyimba.
Thank you so much.
Soon.
Great.
We're meeting soon.
Looking forward to it, my friend.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
You too.